So, good afternoon, everyone. If you do not have your Pear Deck open, we're going to go ahead and go over there. I will put the link in the chat as well for those of us that need it. We don't really have any new announcements today, so we're just going to go ahead and get started. Once you've answered your question in the box, make sure that you go ahead and click number 2 and open up a copy of your document that we will use for the rest of the week. I'll give you a few minutes to go ahead and answer your question and open your document. Alrighty, so we should be about done. Our question today says, "Why are rivers? What are rivers, and how do they drain? What are rivers, and how do they drain?" If you're just joining us, I just put the link in the chat again, so you can click there and join us. Let's see. I have rivers are long strands of fresh water. Rivers are bodies of fresh water that flow towards the ocean. They drain by the water flowing into river basins or watersheds. Good answer, Zaria. That's a great answer. Um, Rivers are bodies of water. They get drained by watersheds. Okay. Major things that I'm making sure that we see is that rivers, they are fresh water. They do kind of start inland and they do move outwards, usually through a watershed or a um, river basin to the ocean is how they move and get there. All right, so today we are going to move to our study of saltwater. Monday and yesterday we looked at freshwater and some of the attributes with that. The rest of the week we're going to spend time looking at saltwater and how they interact in with the different wildlife and all of that. All right, so we're going to start today by talking about estuaries. And what an estuary is, it's the area that is between a river and a ocean. We know that rivers are freshwater and oceans are saltwater. So there's an area that's between the two of them that is kind of where that water mixes. And that's what we are going to focus on today. So we are going to watch this quick video. I want you to type 2 things that you learned from the video in the box.
Get ready because K-5 Science is here!
Let's explore!
GenerationGenius.com educates and inspires students.
Welcome to Moo Math and Science. In this video, I'd like to talk about the ecosystem called the estuary. An estuary is a body of water that has fresh water entering and is also open to the ocean. It is semi-enclosed coastal body of water, and it's connected to the open sea, and also this salt water is diluted when fresh water from land drains into it. Estuaries have been called the nurseries of the sea because they provide a safe environment for fish and birds and other wildlife to raise their young. Estuaries also have producers called phytoplankton, which help the food chain and provide food for many of the wildlife. Estuaries also help because they filter sediment and pollutants from the water before it flows into the ocean. Estuaries are also important because they buffer the ocean and the land, and they can help decrease the effects of flooding and storm surges. Estuaries can be classified according to their geological features. The classifications include coastal plain estuaries, tectonic estuaries, bar-built estuaries, and fjords. Coastal plain estuaries look like valleys with gentle sloping bottoms. Their depth increases towards the river's mouth. This type of estuary is common throughout the world. An example is Tampa Bay in the U.S. Bar-built estuaries are formed when sandbars build up along the coastline, and they partially cut off the waters behind them from the sea. Fjord estuaries are narrow with steep sides and are usually straight and long. Fjords are found in areas that have been covered by glaciers. And finally, tectonic estuaries are created when the sea fills in a hole or basin that's formed from sinking land. San Francisco Bay is a good example. So there we go, estuaries, the nurseries of the world, places where fresh and salt water mix together, what plant and animals love. Thanks for watching, and Moo Moo Math uploads a new math and science video every day. Please subscribe and share.
Did you know detergent leaves behind bacteria? New Clorox.
All right, so in our box, we're going to take two facts from the video. Two facts. Things that I am seeing pop up. If you are typing in the chat, please paste it in the box on Pear Deck. All right, I'm seeing that there are 4 different kinds of estuaries. Fjord estuaries are found in areas that were covered in glaciers, and they describe the effect of flooding. Estuaries are semi-enclosed. They're sometimes called the nursery of the sea. Does anybody know why they are called the nursery of the sea? Oh, somebody got it on there. They're sometimes called the nursery of the seas because they help many animals take care of their young, which is exactly true. All right, and they, like I said, are the areas where our fresh water and our salt water are going to mix. All right, so what we are doing today, our lesson is going to be a little I guess a hybrid version. We don't have fill in the blank notes today. We have like a article annotation style notes today. It's already typed out here for you. All you have to do is highlight in the passage where you find the answers to these questions and then answer the questions over here on the side. I know a lot of people when they do these, they do one of the other, and then they end up losing points. They'll either answer the questions over here and not highlight the source, or they'll highlight the source and then not answer the question. So we end up getting half of the points. So make sure that you are doing both of those. Now, I know there are some people that are more visual, and so reading the passage may not help them as much as seeing the pictures that illustrate what's going on in the points. So in the presentation, and I have changed it to student mode, so you are able to go through through it at your own pace. It does have pictures that kind of show you images about estuaries and where they that relate to the text as it goes through. So if you would prefer to go through and look at the pictures to see your answers, you can do them that way. But this is the document we will be turning in. You will have to answer the questions here, and you can highlight them in the passage. So that's step one. Step two, we do have an ed puzzle that is on estuaries. If you click here, you are already attached to my Google Classroom, and that is how you guys are loaded into ed puzzle. So make sure you are clicking that sign in with Google button, and they are already loaded and ready for you to do. There is one that you have to do. It's not that long. It's only a few minutes long. And just answer the questions and then put your screenshot in for your ed puzzle when you get finished. This last part is probably one of the more uh, it's not really confusing, but it's maybe a little more difficult. And so I'm going to help you with it. We are going to kind of walk through it together. So that way you know what you need to do and you have it done right, and we don't have to worry about it. So the first step I need everyone to do, and we're going to do this together. So everyone go down to part 3 of your document. Everybody go to part 3. What we're going to do, we're going to click here to open our estuary diagram. We are going to label this diagram. We are going to identify the bodies of water as well as the salinity level of those pieces of the bodies of water. And like I said, we will do this together kind of at the end of class, but I want to give you guys a chance to work. However, we are going to turn this in before we even complete it. And the way we are going to do that, we're going to click the share button in the corner. As it loads. Then we're going to come here to where it says change link to Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools. We're going to change it to that. You can leave it as viewer. That is perfectly fine. We're going to click copy link. So once again, I went to share. I changed the settings, and now I copied the link. And I'm going to go to my box where I am going to Control V and paste my link right there. So if when I'm ready to get to this, and we're coming back to it at the end of class, if I click on this link will take me directly to my copy of that estuary diagram. So once we are done filling it out, all of the answers will be there and it will already be done. So it's technically turned in before we even get there. All right, so that should be where we are. You guys can go ahead and do parts 1 and 2. We will work on part 3 together. It is now 1:44. We get done at 1:25, so probably about 2:25. So about 2:15. I'll come back on and we will go through the estuary diagram and do that part together. So you guys have the time in between to take care of part 1 and part 2. All right. All right, guys. So let's look at our label the estuary image that we are going to do. Like I said, we should already have our link shared and in the box. So if we come over here, we have a word bank that helps us label our bodies of water as well as the salinity level. So what is this portion of the image pointing to? What is that? This part right here. Go ahead and tell me in the chat. So I've given you a word bank. So it's one of these terms that are right here. For line 1, the body of water. What is this body of water? I know it's water, but what is the name of this body of water? Good job, Marcus. You're the first one to get it right. Oh, now it's coming through. It is a river. It is a river. So I'm going to type river there. I like to make my stuff a different color so it kind of stands out. So that's what I did with there. So with a river, what is the salinity level of our river? Is it fresh water, salty water, or brackish water? It is fresh water. Good job. So that's what I'm going to type there. So then we talked about yesterday how all rivers pretty much flow until they empty into a specific body of water. What is this body of water called? What is this body right here? It is an ocean. Good job. So what is the salinity level of our ocean? Is it fresh water, salty water, or brackish water? Good job, Zaria. You're the first one. It is salty water. It is salty water. So today we learned about the type of water that is kind of in between the two. What is the name of this body of water that is in between the river and our ocean? It is an estuary. Good job. And what type of water is present in an estuary? Is it salt water, fresh water, or brackish water? Good job. It is brackish water. Just keep in mind that brackish just means that it is a mixture of the two. It is salty and fresh water, and it's going to mix right here. Our last word is this part of our diagram. We talked about this yesterday as well. It's the little part that helps feed our river. So what is this part called? It is a tributary. Good job. See, I told y'all didn't really need me. All right, so with our tributary, what kind of water is in a tributary? What type of water is in a tributary? It feeds our rivers, so it's fresh water. Good job. All right, and so now our document is done. If you inserted your link right here, if you kind of hover over it, it'll take you, if you click on it, it'll take you to our new diagram, and it is labeled just because we just labeled it. So if you already did that part, then you are completely done with part 3. Are there any questions about anything that we have done today? If you are watching this video and you have questions, please send me a message in my Canvas inbox and I will answer it.